Have you ever been in a meeting just watching a perfectly simple, good idea get twisted and warped until it becomes a complete and utter disaster? Well, you're not alone. And what if I told you there might be a scientific theory that explains exactly why that happens? Today, we are breaking down a brilliant and, completely satirical paper called Single Idiot Inheritance. It's a unified field theory that might just be the most painfully accurate model of how organizations collapse ever created.
The paper's authors, Whitmore and Dalton, just kick things off with this perfect, almost biblical quote. This sets the tone immediately, right? This isn't some dry academic paper. This is the creation myth for every terrible project you've ever been dragged into. It all starts with one idiot and one idea.
And really, this is the core question, isn't it? We've all seen it happen. You've got smart, capable people in a room, and yet somehow a simple plan morphs into a multi-million-dollar train wreck. Well, this theory suggests it's not random chance. There's a science to it.
So let's dive into the science. The authors here are proposing a whole new paradigm. They're saying we've been looking at this problem all wrong. It's not about psychology, it's not about bad management, it's about physics.
Okay, now, a very important disclaimer straight from the authors. And it's a good one. Yes, this is a comedy paper. This isn't real physics. But, and this is the key part, as we go through this, you might just find it feels a little too real for comfort.
Here it is, the core premise of Single Idiot Inheritance, or SISI theory. Imagine a bad idea not as a concept, but as a rotating black hole. The idiots and their overwhelming confidence create a gravitational field so powerful that rational thought, common sense, and even your will to live can't escape. And like any respectable theory of physics, it all boils down to one elegant foundational equation. This beautiful little formula right here relates the total stupidity of a system to its most basic components.
First up, we've got S for stupidity. But the real genius here, it's the unit of measurement they came up with, the Dunning-Kruger rand. It's just perfect. It combines the Dunning-Kruger effect, where people who know the least are the most confident, with the Kruger rand, a symbol of, perceived value. Brilliant.
Next, we have I for idiot density. Now, pay attention, because this is a crucial distinction. It's not just about how many idiots are in the organization. That's a rookie mistake. It's about how concentrated their power is. Just one or two idiots in key leadership positions can create a gravitational pull that distorts the entire company. And finally, we get to C for confidence. According to this theory, this is the most dangerous variable in the entire universe. It's the rocket fuel. It's the energy source that takes a tiny, harmlessly bad idea and turns it into a full-blown catastrophe. So when you put it all together, you get this, the stupidity-energy equivalence relation. S equals I times C squared, and you gotta notice that C is squared. Why? Because the authors found that a very small number of highly confident people creates exponentially more stupidity than a huge crowd of uncertain people. It is an exponential threat. All right, so we've got the physics down. Now let's see what this monstrosity actually looks like in action. We're about to map the entire life cycle of a doomed project onto the actual anatomy of a black hole.
And here it is. This is your roadmap to disaster. The theory breaks it all down into 4 distinct regions that every bad idea must travel through on its journey from a thought bubble to a singularity of pure insanity.
It starts in the vortex of confusion, the endless reply-all email chains. Then you approach the event horizon of influence, which is the point of no return. Cross that, and you're in the vacuum of no escape, before finally, inevitably, reaching the singularity of insanity. But let's focus on that second stage, because we have all felt this in our bones. The event horizon of influence. It's that sinking feeling. You can't just be an observer anymore. You're pulled in. You have been CC'd. Your name is now on the slide deck. Your face is in the team photo. Escape is technically still possible, but it would take a Herculean effort. So the theory doesn't just stop there. Oh no. It builds on these basics to propose some advanced, unbreakable laws of corporate physics. And this is where it gets really fun and, frankly, a little terrifying.
According to the research, this number, this single digit, is the most dangerous number in all of business. Not 6, not 8, 7.
And this chart shows us exactly why. It's called the Chandrasekhar limit of stupidity. See, with 6 people or fewer, what they call degeneracy pressure, which is basically the force exerted by the one sane person in the room saying, guys, that force can actually prevent a total collapse. But once you hit 7, the collective gravitational pull of stupidity becomes overwhelming. Collapse isn't just possible, it's inevitable.
The theory also accounts for other weird workplace phenomena, like idiot entanglement, which explains how the exact same terrible idea can pop up in marketing and engineering at the exact same time. Or dark idiot matter, the idea that 85% of the gravitational force warping your project comes from invisible stakeholders you've never even met. And my personal favorite, the red shift of accountability. Why the further a bad decision travels up the chain of command, the more stretched out and undetectable the responsibility for it becomes.
Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but is it real? Is there any proof? Well, the paper provides a shockingly precise case study that brings the whole theory to life. The pet coin incident.
Just look at the sheer velocity of this collapse. At minute 0, the meeting starts with a totally reasonable goal: update the employee handbook. By minute 12, someone asks, what about an app? By minute 19, someone cites a LinkedIn article from 2017 as proof that crypto is the future. And just 4 minutes later, Petcoin is born, a cryptocurrency for pet insurance. The whole thing is greenlit with the CEO's thumbs-up emoji at minute 31. It went from a simple task to complete insanity in half an hour.
And here we see the final devastating result, visualized in what's called a Penrose diagram. The vertical axis is the number of meetings you attend. The horizontal axis is your will to live. And according to the paper, this is a mathematically exact substitution. Once you cross that event horizon of influence, every possible career path, every timeline, terminates at the exact same point, the singularity of insanity.
So, what do we take away from all this? This theory, even though it's satire, it gives us this incredible new language to talk about the absurdity we all face at work. And it leaves us with one final, very personal, and maybe slightly terrifying question to ask ourselves about the projects we're on right now. Have you already crossed the event horizon?